Hey guys, now for this review I'm going to go for a classic game, and it is a Megadrive game that's Genesis to some parts of the world. Now it is Buck Rogers and the 25th Century, the countdown to Doomsday. Pretty hard game to find even when it was in its prime, and we're talking about the 1990s to 91 here. Very good, but I'll let the pictures do the talking because you don't want to see this ugly mug too much. Any questions afterwards, just post it up. See ya. So guys, here's the box art. Yeah, keep an eye out for it, as it is a pretty rare game. So, start, like all these SSI games, you've got to basically roll your characters. Pretty boring, so I'm going to not leave that alone, but make sure you get a good mix of characters. The DOS version has a lot more to choose from, so you have to choose basically 6 characters out of all different things, but just making sure it's nice and even. Now, you get a generic story about bad guys taking over the universe, and you've got to save the universe. Pretty much science fiction standard, so I'm not going to spend too much time explaining it, but you'll get a pretty good idea what's going on through the game. If you do have a chance of picking up the box copy of the manual, do. It's actually quite a nice manual, it's quite big and gives you a lot of story. So you basically walk straight out and you get thrown straight into the game. There's no explanation, there's no tutorials. You basically just put straight out. Now you get a lot of these nice little cutscenes as well, which I quite like, but yeah, you got to remember this is 16-bit Megadrive, so the colours are not going to be like your now. So basically what you got to do is fight your way through the first mission, which is basically stated as a tutorial. Weapons are very, very limited, you get lasers, and you don't have to worry about grenades being thrown at you, you don't have to move around too much. You don't have to worry about the zero gravity kicking in so you can't move. So you'll see here they'll swap over, and you basically just choose your weapon, who you shoot, if you want to move. Medics can heal. It's quite a simple little thing. You get a nice little animation when you hit somebody. You don't get that in the DOS version, which is a bit of a shame. So, yeah, later on though you do have to move around, because when the rocket launchers start coming in, the grenades start coming in, if you punch together you can get wiped out pretty quickly. So yeah, your warriors do have a few more hit points, and your medics don't. The rocket jocks and the rogues are in between, but they have their own special abilities as well. I always like having 2 medics because you don't have any health packs in this game. All the healing is done after it. Now, in the game you have these choices, and if you get it wrong, unfortunately it can be game over, or you can get really, really badly hurt. This one here, you can charge the guy, or you can run away. If you run away, he blows up the whole thing, so charge him. Then you get to choose who wants to jump on the grenade. Little things like that, and also, this also gets you into your characters, makes you feel for them. This game does make you feel for your characters. The story is quite deep for what it is. It's not a long game, but it really does have some good quality in it. So once you're done with this, you save the base, and you get transported off to your spaceship. Now, it doesn't really get much interesting until this point, because after this you get your own spaceship, and you can actually explore the whole galaxy. Galaxy is not huge, but it does a lot of kicking. So your first mission, you find a ship, which turns out to be a ghost ship. Won't spoil it anymore, but some quite good twists in there while they are. Now, each level has their own bosses, and in this case, your bosses are more the aliens, other than the genetically engineered soldiers like in the first level. And as I said, every level's got their own feeling. This one's quite claustrophobic, and it sounds different for that. So you can see here, this is actually the aliens I was talking about. They look like the aliens of the Alien movies, and they do actually pay a homage to a lot of sci-fi out there and stuff like that, which is quite cool. Now you can see here also I've got rocket pistols, needlers, lasers, and each weapon's got their own strengths and weaknesses. The only hint I will give you for this game is make sure you always carry a needle gun, because no matter what goes wrong, the needle gun will actually get you through. Damage is not great, but hey, at least you can always fight them off. Rocket pistols are great, but they're easily blocked. Lasers don't work on shiny things, and other things like that, So yeah, so again, I'm not moving around the characters very much because there's really no need to. I just aim and shoot, and that's a great thing, as I said. It starts off easy, you're leveling up nicely, you don't have to sit around, You're always in the game. So, the game never makes you feel out of place. Now, if you're running as a standard combat, no, you actually do get a couple of spaceship battles, and they're random, and they're quite fun. But I did find myself getting a little bit bored with these, but, they're only as deep as you want them to be. You can just blow the guys away and not get salvage if you don't want to. They're good pastime. Now, you can see here the backgrounds are getting a bit more varied now. Still not a very pretty game, but hey, it's an old Megadrive game. The actual amount of room they had was tiny. So in this case, you can see that the enemies are turned into animals, snakes, scorpions, stuff like that. And how can I say it? They're great cast of enemies. So then you get to go into Mars, and you get to meet the desert runners. And the supporting cast in this game is pretty good. It keeps you entertained, and they each have their own personalities, which I really applaud the guys for this. Now, coming up, as you can see now, is a robot fight, and these guys are a lot harder than your humans. They carry rockets, grenades, you name it, they've got it. Now, this one here, you do have to move around a bit more, because if you all sit in a group like that, you'll get blown up in a couple of shots. Not good. So you'll see here that I'm moving the guys around. Thankfully, there's normal gravity in this mission, because the zero gravity missions are really bad because you don't have any choice. Now, I was telling you before that zero weapons don't work on these guys, so those might change to lasers and needle guns. You don't have to move around too much, but each robot's got a different type of rocket launcher. There's plasma and normal. Plasma has a much wider field, but less damage. And rocket launcher does more damage, but has a smaller field of splash. I think one of my characters here have actually got the rocket launcher, so you actually get to see it. Yeah, here he is. So you can see the small little era. Plasma is about double there. But the major thing is you don't want it to hit your own guys. And it happens. Look at my Amiga video. You can see I muck up and shoot one of my guys by mistake. So you can see here, the music's changed. The backgrounds have changed, and it's almost the variety is great. And this is another choice you got to make. Who does a stealthy run? And it works a lot like the old role-playing D&D games, which I quite enjoy. But no, as I said, it's no fantasy style, but it's definitely an overlooked classic on this genre. Now you can actually get the DOS version of this, which has got 3D dungeons. A lot more prettier graphics. I prefer this version because it's a lot easier to get around. The 3D dungeons, especially the timed events where you got to race the clock, is really hard in 3D dungeons because you got to remember where you go. Now, you're not just fighting on the planets. You've got some nice little space battles here as well, and you can see he's sitting at the old Pirate Strait there at the ship. Yeah, it's a good change from just sitting there on the planet. So, there you can see here now that all the enemies are pirates. Well, supposed to be pirates anyway. And they've got their flash grenades, and they've got some of the supporting cast is really good. Then you got Buck Rogers, like I give you a little wink here, just little things like that. So there's Buck Rogers. Then you got Wilma from the TV show and the books as well. You got the Desert Runners, and they're quite good fun. They're really good fighters. And we're just supporting character. Believe it or not, it's a baby. And he's a pretty good shot with a rocket pistol. But he's just there for the fun. And he does sleep point. The weirdest character though, he doesn't join you though, is the alien that thinks he's a French revolutionary. Somebody has some good imagination when they're writing this. So, sum up, I score this game a good 7 out of 10. Really nice, solid game. The good points about this one, there is a nice pace to the story. There's no waiting around, you just carry on, and it's good fun. No level grinding, great supportive characters, they're always something different, and good combat variety. Bad, graphics are not the best. You do need to use your imagination sometimes. A crash glider, they don't show it to you. And if you make a mistake, well, you're in trouble. There's no second chances.